should eventually make his way up top. In fact, he's just hanging around the bounty rune spot right now. So, no, he will TP up, of course. He's not going to bother trying for the FB bot.
Yeah, it's a risky proposition still. You see that top lane? We talked about this a bit earlier on, but the dual lane of the Sand King and the Earth Spirit's not the most potent. They've already got some early sentries as well, so Candy's not going to be as invisible as he seems to think, and that's something they can definitely abuse here. Barry, a lot of pressure to get that creep pull going, and that's what he's going to do. Run away, not even bothering to trade hits. Gonna start blocking camps and set his eyes for probably the next creep wave.
I wonder what kind of build Dreamer Soul does go in this draft. Right? Like, what do you need on this Bounty Hunter to make it a pos 1? Of course, he's going phase boots for now, but do we see the Aghanim Scepter later on for the bounces? Obviously, with the RP, the Ag's Shuriken is going to be very, very powerful. Candy Loon going to be chased down here. He's going to cop a lot of damage. Might even go down and does. Dreamer Soul able to pick up the first blood. That's the dream start for the pos 1 bounty.
Yeah, and that's the weakness of that lane. Level 1 is not great for Sand King. Level 2 is a bit better, but not by too much when the sentries are down, so New has to be aware of that. I think we'll check the itemization for Dreamer Cell later. Check out the other lanes. Mikato down mid, up against DDZ and the Void Spirit. It is going a lot better for Mikato, but this is what you expect. It's melee on melee for the Magnus. Does tend to have a better time, gets safe right clicks with the Empower, has the Shockwave to play with. DDZ for his part, I think he's got to be a bit cautious with how forward he gets. If Mikado hits level 4 and gets a skewer value point in, you could find yourself in the wrong part of the map there.
Bot lane, Mosin, he was getting very, very low on the Grimstroke, but will avoid the cookie that was coming in on FBZ. Speaking of that, they are having a decent time down at that bot lane, but so is Yamate on the Riki. Not really struggling too much in terms of CS yet. Should be a very nice start for him, but we'll see how he goes as the levels do go up on FBZ and Hyde, because it does get much, much harder for the Riki as you do get a few levels up on the Bloodseeker. Well, speaking of hard, this top lane is still very difficult for New, I've got to say, Jonathan. They're really not doing too much.
Nah, and it's just so hard. And Candy, he does go for Caustic Sandstorm, which is the right build, but he can't get the right spacing. Like, that sentry is just making it difficult for him to get in, to clear the creep wave. You can see Barry now trying to go for that creep pull, instead gets pulled into that large camp. So, not the situation you wanted.
That was really well played by KezQ. That was actually really well done. He's going to deny off pretty much the whole wave apart from the range creep. It's going to allow Dreamer Soul to have free farm underneath his tower. And again, they just can't really do much to stop it. Meanwhile, bot lane, Hyde at least does go down to Mosin. They do get a Snapfire kill for themselves down at that bot lane, and that's going to be a bit of good news here for New Esports.
Yeah, it's something they desperately needed. Mosin popped like 2 salves in this lane already on himself. So that was a lot of resources being poured in to just maintain the lane. That's what you tend to see against Bloodseekers. You need to keep your HP up, because if you drop too low, FBZ just gets way too much from his thirst and makes it much harder to trade. So it's going to be a bit of a resource sink if you don't trade favorably still. You do see the supports of New Esports. They're the ones to secure those power runes. No movements like that from Boom, and that's going to cost them.
It will. Nice little play out from New. Man, Candy Loon so low on HP on that Sand King. Needs to go back and salve up. Kind of shocked that Barry hasn't really tried to make rotations yet on the Earth Spirit. Now, I understand the mid lane would be a bit hard to gank anyway, because Makoto does have the skewer out, so you can't really kick him back into the tier 1. But you do hope once DDZ has that level 6 that you do see that rotation in the mid. Because again, it's just, he's not getting anything done up at this top lane to help Candy. It's just concerning for me and for New Esports that he's still up here. Even down a bot lane, he'd probably be better off just going after Hyde and FBZ.
Yeah, it's not doing much, that dual lane. It's the tricky thing with the Earth Spirit, right? Like, sometimes you find yourself in these matchups that aren't quite ideal, and you're forced to kind of make these weird decisions. Perhaps once Barry hits that 3 mark, which he will soon, he can start to think about making those plays, starting to make space on the map. But Dreamer Cell, he's gotten everything in this lane already. Level 5 at the 5-minute mark, Mike. That's a level per minute way too good of a start. And once you've got 6, once you've got that track, well, you really don't want to trade in this lane anymore. Dreamcell will escalate from any early kill he finds.
Oh, he will. That is actually... I mean, you said it was really fast, but it is actually really darn fast. GDZ just hit level 6 in that mid lane. So is Makoto on the Magnus. They might be able to just start snowballing straight away at this rate. It's a matter of what New does about it. They're trying to get some stacks up at that top lane and go for a pull, but Kescute's going to cancel it. Candyloon still can't control the top lane as the Sand King. He is still level 4. And they're throwing pings out now on Candy. I believe they will go very soon as Dream Missile is about to hit that level 6 mark and will want the first track kill ASAP. You might just have enough damage with Kescute and Dream Missile.
Yeah, you definitely would. And I love how this jungle is looking now as well from Boom. Like Kescute, of course, maximizing the bench, does have like 3 stat camps. There's going to be a lot of farm that comes in once you play with the Empower here. Just going to really start to snowball hard. New do not have the opportunity to plant deep wards. That's going to cost them a ton. This is a lot of gold that's just going to float away of Boom at some point. Now, you do see New, they are playing that tri lane you called out, Mike. They're clump up bot, but Barry has not found any way to jump FBZ. Creep wave's constantly been shoved in low.
Gonna go into that tier 1 tower and just try to dive in, but he's a bit too tanky perhaps. FBZ just gonna fight back now with the Blood Right. Still alive and has 1 charges, so he will survive and they can't go any further. And there's a reason why you don't dive underneath tier 1s, John. You get bonus armor. It makes it much harder to kill them, and now Yamate is going to be ruptured. With the Blood Right to fly in, he will avoid that, but Hyde is out with the Scatter Blast and Cookie and FBZ. He's still going, but now the tricks of the trade are there from Yamate. He will blink away. They do get Hyde. FBZ still low, trying to run, can't get Yamate, and will go down. Great team fight out from New Esports. They do survive, but now Dreamcell. He's in. He's out for the chase, but he might just be too late. He's going to try for Mosin, gets the Shuriken, gets the Janata Strike, and that'll be your first track kill of the game.
Yeah, not quite the ideal situation. That was very well played of New to juke around as best as they could with Yamate. And that I'd say that's a good win for New. Like, you trade away a track kill in the end. You still managed to save your Riki. You found a kill on the Bloodseeker. You can now toss Yamate up top, and he is going for that lane switch. Finding that stable lane for the Riki to build up into is going to be really important, and looking at the net for it, Yamate is not in a very good spot. If we talk about the Riki, the timings into the power treads and the Great Bands, along with the Diffusal being key, it's not going to be the fastest one here for Yamate, so there's some catching up to do, as Boom do still maintain a 2k lead. They're not going to be able to push too well. That's one weakness here for the Boom draft. So, you know, probably not going to see any big movements at the 10-minute mark. It's down to New Esports to maybe try to apply pressure themselves.
Hyde being rolled on now should be a nice easy kill, but he is going to try and cookie out of there. Still no TPs coming in for Hyde. He's just going to have to die on his own in the trees. Barry and Yamate will split the gold for that one, but bot lane, who have they got there? It is going to be another kill, it looks like, this time onto Dreamcell. That's a great pickup out from New Esports.
Yeah, they're getting the punishment off. They're defending their tier 1s well, and they're turning it a bit around 5-2. They aren't quite finding the network lead yet, but this is exactly what we want to see from them. You know, we talked about the issues from game 1 being a bit too passive. This one is lining up really well in the aggression. The one thing that Boom is getting away with, though, is Mikado is getting some free farm here. So he's been able to just dip into the jungle, clear out some of those stacks, stay in the mid lane under no pressure. That is something they're going to have to watch out for, because Boom looks like they're just going to wait for that blink echo timer.
Burrow Strike out onto Kescute. They also roll in with Barry. Kescute does start up the Sand King, so that will cancel the Epi, but he does go down. However, meanwhile, Dreamcell ends up killing off Yamate on the Riki, and now the Mag comes in with the RP, and that'll be Candyloon gone. And you can't forget, all these kills that Boom Esports are getting are worth so much more with that track.
Oops. Oh,
yeah, Barry. He's in trouble and does go down to the Blood Right. That'll be another track kill that FBZ will take on the Bloodseeker. And they're going to start to escalate, John. Already a 2k net worth lead at 10 minutes in. That is set to grow.
Oh yeah, it's just not quite what you want from you. Again, they want to play clumped up. That's when Boom can kind of fall apart, especially when RP's down, but they're not finding those openings. Still, they've got this early blink and Candy. They can try to make a play.
He sent a mid lane from Candy Loon, but yeah, he was just too far off there. They will still get the kill, however. Just no necessity for that epi, and now Dreamer Soul's going to come in and clean up Candy. Look at how fast he's attacking right now with the cookie to come in, and the Aether Element will not lock on. And he's going for that very classic build of the Pos 1 bounty, John, the SNY build. That's from the Dota 1 days.
Oh, all the way back. I mean, you saw it sometimes in Dota 2 because of Valve's default guide, but it's here. It's so fun to see. It's going to be pretty hard to deal with, especially considering that early farm we're seeing from Dreamer Soul. Again, this is one of those games where Dreamer Soul is playing the forward one. So he's on the map, he's taking the risk. Mikado is the one taking the safe farm, and it's still paying off because of these track kills. They're tied up in net worth between those two heroes. New isn't too far behind. I mean, it's like a 4K lead, which is pretty darn big at 11 minutes. But there are opportunities. There are chances for them to really start to come in. Look at Yamate. He's saving up for that diffusal. Does have one rate band and the power treads up. So he's not doing too bad considering the slower start. Still has so much room to grow.
They'll wait for the track. Look at this, Mosen. They're going to track him up first. Every time you have a guaranteed kill, you do not finish it until Dreamer Soul gets in with the track. And you see that Grimstroke kill, John, it was worth about 600 gold, just because of the track gold.
That's what you love to see here if you're Boom. Starting to rack it up. New, this is an issue with their draft as well. We talked about Boom lacking push, New lacks push as well. So even if they clump those 3 heroes top, it's not going to be a speedy push for them either. Like, it's not speedy for Boom as well, so they're going to try to TP. Barry does have 6.
Be a bit cautious here. Makoto has the RP up. They're going to TP in. Candy looking for a blink stun, but they're going with Barry first. And now the Magnetized V pop, but a great swap out from Kezku to Makoto. Going to skew back in. No RP yet. We'll get it out on 1, and that'll be Candaloon gone. Now Dreamer Soul coming back in with Hyde. Throwing the spit. Well, there's this roll out, but it's going to do nothing. Barry's going to be chased down, and Dreamer Soul will be able to clean him up. A 6k net worth lead. A 3-for-1 trade. John, I saw some people doubting the carry BH. I don't see why. It's actually pretty strong if it's played right.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be a thing for a while. You know, it occasionally pops in and out. That or the off lane. It's got some great timings. You just have to have a team that backs you up, and boom. They're the kind of team that can back that up. They're maximizing the space in Mikado. He's got the blink and Echo Saber up, Mike, at 13 minutes.
Yeah.
That is fairly fast for our Magnus. And that means they've got so much easier of a time to just jump in to get the RP. New esports.
They're going to try and go on to Hyde. Hyde's actually surviving a bit longer than he should be. Yamate could be in danger after this kill. He'll get the kill, but now the Rupture's going to come out with the Blood Right. He'll try to Blink Strike away, but the Shockwave. Now to the tricks of the trade. He's surviving on a Slither, but that'll allow Dreamer Soul to come in with the track, and FBZ will get the kill thanks to that Rupture. Now they move on to Mosen. He gets another track kill onto the Mag. Now they roll in, however, Barry wants to try and fight this, but it's no good. It's just more gold going to the way of Boom Esports. Candy's trying to run. Give him another track. It'll be the 4th one now. It'll be taken by Makoto, and it could be 5. A full team wipe with tracks, perhaps. DDZ's going to run for it, but Kezku is on the chase with the Aether Remnant to lock him in. They have a slight bit of vision there with the Wave of Terror, and there's your track now, Makoto jumping in. There's your bounties flying out as well, and that'll be another track kill. This time, they'll give it a Dreamer Cell. And suddenly, their net worth went up from 7k to 11k of an advantage, John. That was 4k worth of gold from that team fight.
Ooh, I'm getting chilled, Smike. This is the perfect bounty game coming out from Boom. They just make it work. And New, it's looking a bit scattered here, boys. Yeah, they've got to reel it in a bit. They've got to play with Candy. He's their key team fighter right now, along with DDZ. He doesn't have that.
Yeah, can't show up. Dreamer Soul gets another. John, Dota Plus is already at 92%. We're not even, we just hit 15 minutes in. It's at 92. Yamate is going to try and fight with Barry. They go on to Kezku, but they can't even kill a support right now. Now they come in with the RP. A nice Burrow Strike Epi, but they're on fire. Dreamer Soul on a triple kill, and he'll just keep going. He doesn't care for DDZ's damage. He doesn't have any mana for track, but he just might not care. In fact, now he does. He gets it in time, and that's going to be even more gold now going in. A 15k net worth lead at 15 minutes. It's 1k advantage per minute in this game for Boom Esports.
Oh, this is ridiculous, Mike. He's got a BKB now on DreamOcell. He is just set to go. New Esports. That was actually a pretty clean opening, to be fair. They might not have caught out the cores. Maybe a bit too hasty on just catching supports. But they're kind of lining in that game plan. They've got to overcome this 15k lead. It's just so much to deal with. It's very, very difficult for Candy.
He's going to try and fight, but you can't right now. They're always going to be grouped up because they know how powerful they are. So Mosin, they'll wait. Body blocks out. There's your track out. And Hyde will take the kill. If you're New Esports, you have to split push. You cannot fight. There's no chance.
No. There is none. And, oh boy, they're just chasing. They're just getting the money up, Mike.
Yeah. The accountant's going to be very happy for Boom. There's your Aether Remnant, but there's your Rupture. DDZ. Another track out. DDZ can run, but he cannot hide. He has been trapped. Now Barry. Oh, it's just a massacre, John. It's just a massacre.
Oh my god.
It's not even close. It's an 18k lead now.
No.
DOTA Plus is at 98%. 16.5 minutes in, John. 98%. 99 now.
Oh.
99. They have a 1% chance of winning for New Esports.
Yeah, that sounds just about right to me, Mike. It's near impossible unless Boom plays really bad at some point. Like, you get the perfect epicenter out, maybe you get the perfect control as well. The Ricky suddenly pops in and finds a kill. That could be it, although...
That's nice. Eye does go down. DreamOcell, he's on the hunt again. Waiting for Candy Loon. Does pop the dust. Look at the damage out with that Janata strike. He took down half his HP. Candy's going to try and blink, but you haven't got Shuriken Toss. He does make it out. Nice little play out from our Sand King. Mid lane, Barry is going to go for a fight now. They are alone with Makoto. He's going to skewer out the Ricky. Yamate does not want to fight into FBZ. There'll be a Rupture out. Now a Soulbind, but Barry is going to go down on the Earth Spirit. DreamOcell's coming. He's in the vicinity. Runs around, loops through between the tier 2s, gets the track off onto Candy. He wants to start the fight, but Yamate does get the smoke screen, but it doesn't matter when you've got a BKB for DreamOcell, and they're going to start diving now. There goes Mosin, and they just can't do anything. DDZ, he's going to try, but Makoto gets the RP. He's caught both of them. A nice burrow strike out, but DreamOcell, he'll be swapped away. The Aether does lock on, but it means nothing. They just don't have damage. It just means nothing.
Oh, man. DreamOcell, he's queuing up the Divine, Mike. He's had enough.
Oh, there goes another. Barry is going to go down. Tier 2 tower is gone.
Oh boy, that was probably the best fight for New Esports. I mean, they lined up their spells once more. They almost had DreamOcell. It's just not enough. How do you handle a bounty hunter that's at 15 when your Ricky is still at 10, when DDZ is still at 12?
Oh, they're going after DDZ again. They've got an Orchid out now, Makoto. That'll mean DDZ has no chance. And look at that DreamOcell, he waits. He waits for the last second. Oh my, and he's queued up a Divine Rapier on the bounty. Now this is really classic item building from DreamOcell, John. This was the dream. You just rushed Divine back in the day after a couple core items, and you just one-hit people. It was great.
Yeah, that it is, and they do catch out Hyde punishing him, but this bounty is just such a massive issue. He is buying out the Satanic first, so DreamOcell's not that greedy, but they're gonna go.
Try and make a run for it now. They will get out just fine. So nice pick off once again onto Hyde. Hyde does now have the Aghanim Scepter up. So you've got the gobble up anyway. He doesn't really mind the death too much. And how's Yamate farming? Alright, he's got Diffusal Blade. He's still half the net worth of DreamOcell, which is problematic for him. They're on the chase now for the Ricky.
They find this one, it's going to be a big blow to you. And yeah,
Does
Yamate
TP
just TPs him.
Nice play.
Smart play. just keeping it safe. Their jungle is invaded though. Boom, they could set eyes to Roche, but they just want kills. And with a lineup like this, who can blame them?
Here we go. Makoto just going to jump in. Just leaves him. The Orchid will do the jump. No need to finish it off. Now Soulbind, but Mosen, he's been swapped. Dreamer Cell with the damage output, should have it. Pops the BKB, gets the kill. They might kill off Kescute, and they will, but Barry's going to be left behind again. Dreamer Cell on the chase, has the control. Barry's still not down. They're leaving him, but no, there's the gobble up in from Makoto and Yamate. They're just having fun at this point. A nice Burrow Strike Epi, it's just not going to be enough. Makoto's godlike now. And they're just having a bit of fun. DDZ's been ruptured, FBZ's got a Dagon. It really is Dota 1 now, John. It really has gotten to that point. Makoto celebrating as the GG call is there. They are not happy. I don't blame them.
Oh, Boom. I mean, we said they'd be on top. You know, game 1 looked good. But game 2, man, that's... It looked like a game. You know, it was just a game for Boom. They danced around. We got to see Pause 1 Bounty Hunter. I'm satisfied. What a way to kick it off. What a first series here for Boom.
We do have a big one next though, John. It's going to be Neon Esports, and they're going to be up against Among Us, and that's the matchup everyone's looking forward to today. Obviously, it's going to be a pretty fun one. We'll see if Neon can be the team to